Hello, welcome back. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It just died. Well, we're back. We're back, guys.
Briscoe's aligned with Jim Barnett to give Vince McMahon control of Georgia Championship Wrestling, a move that will forever reshape the industry.
In March of 1984, my grandmother passed away very suddenly. My father and I go up to Minnesota, Wisconsin, and take care of the arrangements and family business. He gets a call from the office. I think it was Louise who called him.
I was in my office and the door opens and Vince walks in. Good morning. I now own the company. So I called Ollie and told him that Vince had sold the company. I thought it was real sneaky. It's not that they did it, it's just how they did it.
He and I got on a plane right away. He parked me in a hotel in Atlanta. He immediately met with the lawyers. They filed for injunctions, and they fought for 3 or 4 months before it was finally all over. And he wanted to stop Vince from taking over Georgia Championship.
With Ollie's legal efforts to block the takeover thwarted, all that's left for him to do is concede.
There was a deal in the bylaws for our corporation that said if a majority of the stockholders decide to change all the damn rules that are written up here, they could do that. And they just changed all the rules that we've been going by for years. So we lost it because Barnett was smart enough to realize that he could have done it. And I didn't know.
I can remember the Saturday morning TV at TBS Studios. Vince McMahon is in the building. It's the only time I've ever been in the same room as Vince McMahon to this day. But from there, the fight was on.
Vince was still at that point trying to talk to Ollie because Vince is a guy that used to get in his own way and used to being able to talk people into anything he wants them to do.
I think, Vince would say, Ollie, I'll give you a job. Tried to tell him over and over, it's just business. It's just business. Vince says, Ollie, I'd like you to meet my wife, Linda. Well, my dad, in typical fashion, responds, you know what?
You and Linda.
Ooh.
Despite Ollie's fury, few outside the company are even aware of the change in ownership until Vince McMahon takes to the airwaves.
So I go in there on this particular Saturday, and there's this guy standing there with his arms folded, and he's making his face. As it turns out, the man was Vincent K. McMahon. None of the talent knew anything. It was all inter-office stuff. Nobody knew who sold to what or who was on what side or nothing. The camera guys and all them, they didn't have a clue.
I got a call, was told not to come to TV, that we weren't going to be taping that day.
I didn't go to TV on that Saturday, because I just got fired.
Vince had a meeting with all the talent that was here, and he said, none of you have jobs anymore. He said, if we want to use you, we'll contact you. And that was it. It was over.
Wow.
The wrestling program on TBS had been an institution for years. Every wrestling fan that was able to get cable at that point in time was going to watch Georgia wrestling every Saturday. July 14th, 1984, they turn on World Championship Wrestling, and they didn't see Gordon Soley, they see Freddie Miller.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to World Championship Wrestling.
Freddie Miller introduced Vince McMahon.
Here's Vince McMahon.
Wow.
Vince, thank you very much, Freddie. Welcome.
When Freddie Miller introduced Vince, and just the silence of the dead air time, no crackling fan, no nothing.
Let's take you now to Minneapolis and Jesse the Body Ventura.
They started showing videotapes of matches from other WWF television programs and other WWF arenas and TV shoots.
One of the many stars here in the World Wrestling Federation.
The fans of Georgia wrestling, they practically rioted.
Wow.
They were just bombarding the TBS switchboards. We want our wrestling. Georgia wrestling is a lot different than Vince's wrestling. Vince brought his style down here, and I don't think they bought it or just didn't like it because it wasn't homeboys, So I think that
They just wasn't buying what he was selling.
He didn't want the Georgia wrestling territory. All he wanted was that TV.
And I'm getting excited because I'm seeing a new future starting to be made there. I call it Green Saturday because it changed my fortune.
Green Saturday.
Obviously, a lot of fans that were true fans of Georgia Championship Wrestling didn't see it the same way I saw it.
Ousted from the promotion he helped build, Ollie makes no secret of his resentment.
If Jack and Jerry had agreed with him to wait things out a few more months and then taken advantage of the time when he's dealing with his mother's funeral to sell out behind his back, I think that would have really impacted his opinion strongly for quite a while to the negative.
And I was pissed at Briscoes. And they got whatever money they got. Ollie had supposedly hired an armed guard to stand there and actually do body harm to us if we tried to get in the office.
Wow.
Not the promoter, but Paul Jones, the old wrestler, called and said there's supposedly a hitman out on you guys for 2 days. Be very careful where you go and who you associate with because I think it's real.
Wow. Wow. That's wild. Oh, here we go. The new show.
We've paid the price to be the best. The legacy of WCW is iconic. When it went out of business, it was the end of that era.
WCW was on top.
A company that rose to become the phoenix of professional wrestling.
Then it burned to the ground.
Egos, egos, egos.
Betrayal.
I have my suspicions.
Greed.
It was like a pool of sharks.
Disaster.
I was invading their world.
You're going to hell just for that.
Stand by.
He made it not advertiser friendly.
A 4-part must-see event.
Idiots everywhere. It's just mind-boggling.
I don't believe
Red said
in the
idiots
number
everywhere.
of coincidences that surround this entire situation. That's always going to be the million-dollar question.
Who killed WCW?
You want to hear the real story, or you want to hear the bull story?
New series premieres Tuesday, June 4th at 10 on Vice.
That's wild,
The future
guys.
is threatening. Right?
That show looks like it's going to be great. All right, guys, let's see if it... Not everyone tuned back in. I don't know what happened, but yeah, the last stream just cut off for no reason. What's up, Garrett Light? Michael Maroney, my day is great. How is yours, man? Doing great. Thoughts on CM Punk being stuck at the headquarters? I think that's wild. I mean, was there no one he could contact to get him out of there? I mean, that's crazy. Garrett, I mean, that's insane. The fans killed WCW. They stopped watching, Moxley says. Do you think Teddy Long should have said The Undertaker at the draft? Garrett says. Absolutely. He just said, The Undertaker. He should have, I mean, they should have had him say it. Anytime, Maroney, anytime. I think that would have been awesome if he said it. I mean, it's just so funny when he says it. It's too bad. Yeah, the stream cut out, though. Not everyone tuned back in here. What's up, Danny? So Danny, what do you think about the whole Mike Harper situation, in your opinion? Trevor, I hope Cody brings the Winged Eagle back. This is the best belt they ever had. The best belt ever. The next best belt is this one, the big gold. Vince Russo trying to repeat the same magic WWE, but didn't work, Julian says. Probably, yeah. Yeah, I would say so too. Well, Danny, apparently Mike Harper was caught doing stuff again on Instagram. So, fortunately, he's no longer a mod on the channel. And he may be banned.
Rumors rumors circulate about a potential plot to have the Briscoes killed.
We waited the 2 days, nothing happened to us, and we threw at one of the biggest parties we ever thrown.
You think he would have done that?
No. First of all, he would have never got rid of the money. And secondly, he'd have done it himself. He would have never asked anybody else to do it. He would have been glad to do it himself.
The only negative way that I think it affected us is the loss of friendship and the negative things that were said about me. The threats that my brother and I got during this time frame, too, was phenomenal. I mean, our families were receiving phone calls, you know, that we were no good, backstabbered. It was a very rough deal.
Determined to keep the spirit of Georgia Championship Wrestling alive, Ollie sells his shares and starts his own promotion.
Ollie was able to work out a deal. He called up Vince and said, Vince, I'm going to sell you my piece too. Which, you know, I guess thank you, Vince, because Vince could very easily have just said, okay, I'm closing up. Your shares aren't worth anything.
Ollie went to Ted Turner directly and he said, hey, the people want to see the Georgia wrestling and the Georgia wrestlers, and I've got them. Give me another time slot.
When I went to Ted Turner later on, I said, who do you think's been running this damn thing for the last 8-9 years? Me.
So he gave Ollie Saturday morning at 7:30.
Wow.
Very spirited crowd here today at the WTBS Sports Arena. We're very proud to bring you once again Championship Wrestling from Georgia. Thank you.
While Ollie attempts to mount a comeback, Vince is struggling to connect with Georgia viewers.
They were used to seeing a certain style, and it wasn't something that they'd seen before.
They didn't know who these guys were. They didn't care. They were looking for the people they knew.
Vince is getting crowded out of the Saturday night time slot. Turner's on his ass. It's not doing him the good that he thought it was going to do him. This is one of the first and only Vince McMahon complete failures.
Ooh.
Looking to offload his valuable WTBS time slot, McMahon once again turns to Jim Barnett to land a deal. Barnett finds a buyer in one of McMahon's other major competitors, Jim Crockett Promotions.
How long did Vince's run last on TBS?
1 year. Turner was going to kick Vince off as soon as he legally could. And so Barnett opened the door to Crockett, you know, that TBS time slot. At the time, it probably sounded like a great deal.
Vince will sell the time slot on Saturday night on TBS to Jim Crockett Promotions, and Vince McMahon would get $1 million. And everybody becomes happy with that. So, with Barnett putting all the pieces together, Vince McMahon temporarily monopolizes cable TV wrestling in the United States, but is a failure at that. So he uses that flop to make money to finance WrestleMania, where he then started on the road to put every other promoter out of business.
The wrestling extravaganza of all time, WrestleMania. All in that 80s period. That's where he got the big jump.
You think that
the name brand
Sandman episode being such a dud is this one of the best of this season content-wise, this and Gordy.
And they don't have the outlet to
I think this episode's one of the best
Saturday
episodes of this season, actually.
The trajectory of the wrestling business.
It's very
something
interesting.
No one understood better than Ole Anderson.
It's almost like he had just cleared his desk off and scraped everything into it. Honestly, the state my father is in
it's a
today,
very good episode. This could be one of the best of the season,
but
honestly.
I think he held a grudge against Vince for a long time. I'm just trying to see what all I got here.
Thank you so much,
Bill
Oscar.
Watts, himself a pioneering promoter in Mid-South Wrestling,
Thank you,
writes
bro.
a letter to Ole in 1987 reflecting upon the significance of Black Saturday.
Dear Ole, I know actions and words once said or done cannot be recalled. You were seeing the beginning of the metamorphosis of change of the very fiber of our business, all precipitated by McMahon, in my opinion. I certainly agree his legacy will be the destruction of an industry as we know it, or knew it.
After the Black Saturday incident, Barnett was Vince's right-hand man, but Barnett was still more old-time wrestling, and Vince wanted to be modern. And somewhere in 87, they had a difference of opinion, and Vince let Barnett go.
Oh, jeez. Wrestlers do got to take care of each other. You're right, the Oscar. But yeah, this episode, it has so much material. This episode could have been 2 hours long. Danny said, what's anything on Instagram got to do with wrestling or you? Well, that's the thing. I mean, he was caught doing some terrible things to himself, Danny, and apparently, yeah, like he's got an audience for that too, and it's not a good look. It's not very professional. Garrett, top 5 favorite King of the Ring winners. Bret Hart, Owen Hart, Kurt Angle, Ken Shamrock, and King Booker. Danny, what was he doing? He was playing hide the salami. That's what he was doing. Oscar, what's your honest take of the storyline with the Bucks and Khan? Will this be the Titanic hitting the iceberg with fans? It's a possibility. I mean, I think it would have potential to have some traction with it, but I don't know if they're going to do it right, you know, and I doubt they'll deliver with it, you know. It was interesting to hear about because I wasn't even watching it, but I heard about it the next day, so then I watched it on YouTube. But sometimes, most of the time, AEW has been unwatchable these days. So for me, that's why I don't even watch it anymore.
Jim Barnett only worked for WWF for a fraction of his long career, but his actions during the company's expansion helped solidify a new way of doing business in wrestling, the Vince McMahon way.
Vince McMahon, for 40 years, he made his business based on taking TV time slots or companies out from under people, doing takeovers, buying stock, issuing stock, public offering of the WWE that made him a billionaire. But his downfall eventually came through the same way. You know, there's an old saying, what goes around comes around. And or around and around, pretty soon you won't be around.
Well, Vince had, it came out in the Wall Street Journal that he had allegations of paying certain women off, you know, non-disclosure agreements for infidelities and, you know, even worse.
McMahon paid a former employee $3 million to keep her quiet.
You take a picture of Vincent McMahon, and that there is the reason why there is a human resources now in companies. That is the reason why. As far as revolutionizing our business, yes, he did. Is there a dark side and a bad side? Yes, there damn sure is.
It was enough of an embarrassment to the company that Vince stepped down.
They forced him out of the company because his son-in-law and his daughter and all these people that he's worked with and trusted were saying, Vince, you got to go. This is not going to do the stock price any good. It's not going to do our business any good. You got to step aside. And the thing he learned from the Georgia takeover, he still owns 80% of the company. So, after 6 months, then he comes back in a whirlwind of action.
Let me just say, I don't make mistakes, obviously, you know, both personally and professionally through my 50-year career. Owned up to every single one of them, and then moved on.
And then announces, I'm coming back because we're going to sell this son of a bitch. And the time is right.
Endeavor announcing WWE and UFC will combine to form a $21 billion global live sports and entertainment company.
And that's what worries all the wrestling fans. Say what you want about Vince, at least it was the family business. He's done it for 50 years. Now, Endeavor, what mental romantic attachment do they have to the wrestling business? To its history, to keeping it alive? We're going to lose a lot of history, and we're going to lose the last vestige of what old-time professional wrestling was for 100 years.
I think Black Saturday was kind of a tipping point in the wrestling business. That was the moment it started to evolve away from the wrestling business and into show business.
Black Saturday in and of itself wasn't a groundbreaking moment. It was the canary in the coal mine.
Vince McMahon put anywhere hundreds or maybe thousands of wrestlers out of work.
Didn't Vince make a lot of those guys millionaires, though?
Maybe 3% of them. The other 97% didn't get to work anymore.
That's when all the changes going on, and you can't go back. I mean, and that's life. Just times change, you know. And I'm just holding on to the 80s.
Do you think guys like Barnett, Jack, Jerry Briscoe, do people blame them for the demise of the territories?
I don't think they blame the Briscoes, but they definitely blame Vince. But it was the move. It was the move to make.
What killed the territories was cable television. And that would have been with Vince McMahon or without Vince McMahon. If it wasn't Vince McMahon going national, it would have been Vern Gagne or Jim Crockett. And they wouldn't have done as well as Vince did. Somebody was going to be successful. Wrestling wasn't going to go away. But would they have been as successful as Vince McMahon was? I'm going to say no.
On January 26th, Vince McMahon resigned from his role as TKO 7 chairman and his position on the board of directors after a former WWE employee filed a lawsuit against him alleging physical and emotional abuse, sexual assault, and trafficking. This effectively ended his 55-year run with the WWE. Ollie Anderson passed away on February 26th of this year. Wow. That was a show. That was an episode, man. I got goosebumps, man. That was an episode. That was a season finale. Wow, that was a season finale if I ever seen one. But like I said, there was so much material. This episode could have been 2 hours long, like a Owen Hart episode. That was such an episode. Wow. So Oscar says, do you think that Bucks were ever over, or just hitched their wagons to other guys like Omega, Cody, and Okada? I don't think they were ever over, Oscar. I mean, sure, they have good matches here and there, but I do think they hitched their wagons to other guys. Absolutely. Do I think this is the most major incident that happened on the stream compared to what happened on your run on YouTube, Moxley says. Nothing will ever top Gary. That's the most amazing incident that ever happened on the stream. Danny says, I still don't see what anybody does on their time off the stream is anyone else's business. You do have a point there, Danny. You do. Jillian says, winning the King of the Ring tournaments like the Intercontinental title is stepping stone to the WWE Heavyweight title. I agree. Bacala, well, it's the greatest show on earth. Just so you know. That is true, Danny. Yeah, and I do want to say, something about that. Actually, let's say WWE, right? WWE, they have fans from all over the world. You think they know if their fans have different things that they're involved in, like that they have different fetishes even, or whatever they're attracted to, whatever. They don't know. I'm not going to say they don't care, but they don't know what a lot of these fans are into. And honestly, I don't think that they would go into that much detail to find out if they were into that kind of stuff. So if you were looking at this stream and you're saying like let's just say this stream is like WWE, I'm looking at it as perspective as Mike Harper's a viewer. He is a viewer. Just like anyone else, he's a viewer. And he watches the stream. I don't know what he does outside the stream or what anyone else does outside the stream. All I know is that when he's on the stream, he looks like he's getting along with everybody. Looks like he's competing in wrestling trivia. He's doing what he wants, he's competing in trivia. He's doing his thing. So I don't see any of the whatever is going on behind the scenes. So from that perspective, I could say that, I could say I don't care what anybody does outside the stream. I don't care. But because this is such a small community, it's still a small community, it still affects us in a way, Danny, I don't care. Harper mates with chickens on his channel. It has nothing to do with this show. See, that is true. That is true. That is true. It has nothing to do with the stream. You're right, Danny. You're right about that. Danny's right. Yeah, Danny's right. We can't have a double standard here. Here's a similar question. Triple H, until her got lineage and fan love, do you think he drew serious money or used his position to work with the guys that did and got the rub? Rock, Cena, Batista, Reigns, Bryan. Well, honestly, Triple H, he was becoming a big star, regardless of if he was with the boss's daughter or not. And I think he would have eventually got to the top, regardless if he was married to the boss's daughter or not. Honestly, he was doing a great job. I mean, he was a mid-card wrestler for a long time, though, Triple H. A lot longer than, say, a Shawn Michaels or a Bret Hart. Like, he was a mid-card wrestler for quite some time before he started to really get traction. So I'm sure the Stephanie marriage helped. Absolutely, it helped. But I still think he would have made it to the top regardless. I don't know if he would have been 13-time world champion. I don't know if he'll be COO right now. Yeah, I don't think he would be COO right now if he didn't marry the boss's daughter. I don't think Shawn Michaels would be head of NXT right now. Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Sure, maybe they would be backstage, but I don't think they would be COO. So yeah, I think it did help in that respect. Do you think what Harper did is justifiable? No. Not by a long shot, but what we were just saying is like what the WWE, like say the WWE, they have fans from all over the world. Are you going to tell me that there are fans out there that don't have some sort of fetish of some sort, that whatever it is, that's not respectable or whatever? So you think WWE is going to dig into that and say, oh, this fan, he's got a foot fetish, or this fan, he likes chickens too much, or whatever it is, right? So I don't think they're going to do that, because there's just they just care about the view, right? Like, they just care about the fans spending the money, watching the shows. They could care less what they do outside. It's not affecting them whatsoever. Their business is not affecting their business. That's what where Danny comes from too, in his perspective. But yeah, I don't even think other streamers would even go to those lengths to care what someone else does outside the stream, you know? They said, I don't care what any of my subscribers do in their in their own world, as long as they watch my videos, I don't care. You see what I mean? Yeah, like it's a view. A view is a view, right? A view is a view. I understand. And that's a good perspective on that. It really is. And yeah, like that's kind of where I come from too, a little bit. But again, I'm just trying to make everyone happy. But at the end of the day, I know I can't make everybody happy. I can't make everybody happy. I can only do the best I can to make as many people happy as possible. But at the end of the day, not everyone's going to be happy. It is what it is, right? No, I don't think it's family friendly, Rory. I don't think so. No, yeah, Mox, that's the thing. Shane, yeah, I wouldn't want to bring him back. But Danny, what would you say about a Shane Hendy, right? A Shane Hendy. Danny, you're a funny guy, man. The Oscard. I see you have a Warrior bottle here. If Warrior learned to work, did coherent promos, would that really have been Warrior or ruin the character? I think the character in itself, I think the Warrior character in itself was an extension of himself, really. I mean, he, at the end of the day, he changed his name to Warrior. His legal name, he changed to Warrior. I mean, that was an extension of himself. You know, it really was. And he was, he lived his gimmick. He lived his character. So I don't know if, yeah, I don't know if that was how much of that character was him, but I could say about half of that character was him. You know, like he was he really did live his gimmick. He really did. Moxie said he was a mark for himself. I actually have Ultimate Warrior glasses too. These are pretty rare. These Ultimate Warrior glasses. I don't think you can find these anymore. The Ultimate Warrior lives and breathes in each and every one of you. Good night, Maroney. Hendy was banned for remarks to kids on the stream. Different thing completely. Well, actually, Danny, some things have come to light about Mike Harper about in a similar light, actually. So, but people complain about him needing to work workers, but fans would have shit all over it if he started being like Bret Hart. Yeah, you know, that's the thing. You can't make all the fans happy, man. Like, they're gonna, you know, they're gonna hate you, they're gonna love you, you know, and there's gonna be fans in between. So, doesn't matter how good you are. or what direction you go. There's going to be haters. There's going to be supporters. It just comes with the business, you know. Is that the Ashes Ultimate Warrior in that bottle? No, it's actually wine, Moxley. It's Ultimate Warrior wine. Yeah, it's Ultimate Warrior wine. So, I'm saving it for a special occasion. So, a special occasion. Maybe when the channel hits 100,000 subscribers, I'll crack it open on the live and we'll have a toast. Okay, Brody. See you for SmackDown. Awesome, bro. But yeah, Oscar said, I suggest since Dark Side is wrapped up, you should do this every Tuesday, but have a topic like a Dark Side topic. I think we'd all show up. I think, I'm going to do the next season, what they're doing with Who Killed WCW. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, you know, on Tuesdays. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Because I go live on Monday and Friday as well for Raw and SmackDown. And we compete in wrestling trivia on those days as well. The Ultimate Warrior wine, I tried one already. It was kind of strong with the Undertaker wine. The Undertaker wine is stronger. Will you open it for 1 million subs? No, Mox, I was going to open it for 100,000. I was going to open it for 100,000, but 1 million. Yeah, it's gonna take me. I think it'll take me a few years to get. You know, maybe a little more than a few years. Friday, yeah, that's bar hopping. I know, bro. I know. Well, I'm live on Monday too. So Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. Yeah, I did send Jacob the Undertaker wine, a full bottle, and I got his father's permission, of course. I don't know if he's opened it, really. Yeah, I don't know if he's opened it. Moxie said, what was the best year of the stream's tenure? Honestly, I think we're... our best years are coming because we're seeing a lot of growth on the channel now. That we've had the last 12 streams have 100 viewers at one time, including this one. So, yeah, I mean, I think the best years are to come, and I think it was big when right before, well, with the Ped Lerva thing and all that, it was big because there were a lot of people from all over the world with that, and I think when that Ped Lerva thing happened, it created a rift, like literal, like the foundation. There was a crack in the foundation, and it did separate. The Ped Lerva thing, it definitely cracked the foundation, and the stream went in a different direction after the Ped Lerva thing. That was the meteor right there. The Ped Lerva thing, that was the meteor with the dinosaurs. So it definitely changed the whole stream for the rest of the stream's history. It changed everything, and it really did. Like it was entertaining, the Ped Lerva incident, but it was definitely it definitely changed. Boots sent me a bottle of Jericho's Bubbly, Danny. Really? Did you drink it? How was it? That's nice. You know, I think that I hope you didn't throw out the bottle. It's probably very exclusive. Ryback told you his best day is Sunday to go live. That's a super good dude. He's usually on TikTok. AEW Dynamite. I used to Oscar AEW Dynamite, but the streams didn't get a lot of traction. Would you consider the 2021 sports entertainment era? And this is the Mark era. I can see that, Moxley. Yeah, absolutely. The comments and banter would be hysterical. You reacting in real time to all the nonsense. Man, I'm giving you gold here. Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, I would probably say, oh, that was a botch. What the hell are they doing? Moxley, are you retired from MATTROISE Gate? I'm not retired from it. It's turned into like a prank channel. So I try to upload pranks every couple weeks or so. But it's turned into like a prank channel, Moxley. Would I consider returning back to my gaming channel in the next 5 years? Yeah, that's a long time, maybe. Well, you never know what's going to happen in 5 years. You gave it to your mom for her birthday. Oh, that's nice, Danny. Moxley, would I stream TNA? I used to stream TNA Impact, remember? But I haven't streamed them in a long time. But I'm typically sticking to like the big shows now. What's up, Everbless? Encourage it to be more comedic, Oscar. Okay. Mox, I do miss playing Fortnite with you guys. Yeah, we used to have a great time. But you know, I had to go back to work. And yeah, I don't have much time anymore. Roy, what's the best streak ever? Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania. However, Roy, your streak on this stream is unheard of. 35-40. Roy won 35 prizes in 40 shows. I mean, that's wild. Oscar, I don't know, bro. I gotta see because I usually work late on Wednesday. Have you ever asked Poppy to do more videos on his channel? I did, Garrett, but you know he gets a little bit. We call him Marlon. We call him Brando because he's got so many demands and stuff. So yeah, it's tough to get him to film videos. It really is. What channel would you retire from? Moxley says. I don't know. I'm not really thinking about retiring yet. So we'll see. No, I don't play Call of Duty. I don't play any more games anymore, unfortunately. I don't have much time to do so. What's your thoughts on Scott D'Amore trademarking Maple Leaf Wrestling? A lot of people don't know he's a multimillionaire. This might turn out all right. Hey, good for him. I mean, hey, sky's the limit, man. But since you are the owner of the channel and you make decisions, what's your final say on Harper and what will be the consequences of his action? Honestly, yeah, like he's no longer a moderator. This is truly the last straw. So if anything else comes out about him, he's gone. He's a goner. But as of right now, he's literally on the last straw right now. He really is. Did you expect me to be hated so much, Roy? Not really, no. Not really, but you got a lot of heat, Rory. Yeah, you're like the heel, man. You got so much heat, man. Are you going to stream GTA 6 when it comes out, Garrett? I would want so. I would want to. I hope so. Thanks, Danny. Thank you. Oh, Oscar. Okay, I got to make this an even 20 tonight. List the 10 best Dark Side episodes. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, Oscar. By the way, you're the $1 billion champion on the screen, man. But top 10 Dark Side episodes of all time. Okay, the number 10 is Bruiser Brody. Bruiser Brody. Number 9 is Montreal Screwjob. Number 8 is Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit. Number 7 is, let me see here. Earthquake. Number 7 is Earthquake from this season. Number 6. We're getting juicy here. Number 6. I gotta go with. Let me see here. The Steroid Trial. Number 5. The Plane Ride from Hell. Number 4. We're getting closer. Number 4. Let me see here. Number 4. Let's see here. The Monday Night Wars. Number 3. Let me see. Number 3. Let's see here. Let me see number 3 here. I'm thinking. Chris Candido and Sonny. Number 2. Number 2. I gotta go with. Let me see here. Harley Race. That was a good one. Harley Race. I'm going with Harley Race for this season as well. And number 1. I got to go with Owen Hart. Number 1. Owen Hart. Those are the top 10. In my opinion, top 10. Thank you so much, Oscar. Did I expect you to become a Triple Crown Grand Slam champion? I did not, Maroney, but hey, let's not forget Moxley did help you with that. Yeah, Moxley, well, this is it. This is the last straw. There's no other straws after this. Who has had the most heat here? And who are the top 3? The most heat, Roy? Leanne. She had so much heat. Leanne had so much heat back in the day. Gary had a lot of heat. And yourself, Roy, you had so much heat, man. Danny, crack me up, Danny. Had I ever thought of doing snooker with boots on the stream again? Snooker? I mean pool? Garrett, that's a good idea, maybe. By the way, John Royal, guys, is John Henry Royal. He lives in Deer Park, Texas. I have his number. We should call him. Oh, really? Oscar, okay. Garrett, do I think Umaga is the guardian angel for the bloodline? I think he's he could be, Garrett. Who has bigger heat, me, Harper, or Gary? That's a good question. I mean, you had a lot of heat, Rory, but I think Gary, he got a lot of heat. But you had it continually. So, Roy, I think you win, man. You had the most heat on this stream's history. And to overcome it and come back and become a baby face, that's unheard of, but you did it. Oh, yeah, I got to read the post before that. Okay. What's your, Oscar, I don't see the post before that. Let me see. I don't see the post before that. Roy, who donated the most in this stream's history? I think you did, Roy. Yeah, thank you so much, man. You and your father, man. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. You guys didn't have to be so generous, but thank you. Yeah, you guys, Moxley donated a lot here too on the stream. Thank you, Moxley. I mean, you donated so much on the stream, Moxley. I remember before, I mean, so much. Thank you, man. And Leanne went nuts a few times, you know. she donated $400 in one night or something. Like, it was crazy. No, Roy, I never expected that, Roy. That's the thing, you know. I don't expect anyone to donate or give prizes or anything, but I appreciate it, Roy. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much, man. But yeah, I never expected that, but thank you, man. Roy, look out for a donation in the coming days. Oh, thank you, Maroni. Thank you. Maroni's up there too, man. Maroni's been very generous too. Thank you, bro. Who would be the top 10 greatest heels on the stream's tenure? Eligio, you missed Benoit. Roy, what? No, it's okay, bro. Don't worry about the prizes anymore, man. But thank you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. 10 greatest heels in the stream's tenure. That's a good number 10. I gotta give it to let's see, to Shane, number 10. Number 9, I gotta give it to Swerve. Number 8, I gotta give it to Sure, Maroni. Number 8, I gotta give it to, let's see, Michael Alexander Jr. Number 7, gotta give it to, let's see, Chris S82. $40. Number 6. When he gets rich, man, he's gonna have a company called $40 Productions. No. Number 6. I gotta give it to Andy Sharp. Number 5. I gotta give the heel to Mike Harper. Number 4. Number 4, greatest heel in the stream. I got to give it to Rory. Number 4 is Rory. Number 3 is Moxley. Number 3 is Moxley. Number 2 is Bleezy, Mike Bleezy. And number 1, last but not least, I got to give that to Danny. He's the greatest heel in the stream's history. They call him the bad guy. Will I really come to Puerto Rico for a Raw pay-per-view? I don't know, Roy. I mean, I got to see. Like I said, all the stars have to align, man. They really do, and I'm not sure, you know. But like I said, all the stars align. You never know, man. But I will let you know if the stars do align. Top 4 people you miss most here. I don't really miss too many people here, honestly. I mean, I'm very happy with everyone who shows up. So I don't really miss anybody on the stream. So and plus, you know, it could be a year or years. Usually people come back here and there, you know. So I don't think I miss anybody on the stream, you know. Leanne, the most hated heel on the stream. No, I don't think so. I mean, she had heat, but I don't think she was ever really like a heel, you know. But she had heat though. I actually do, Moxley. Yeah, I got a kick out of those videos. All right, guys. So the Rogue Mod, I don't know who it was actually, the Rogue Mod. But as of right now, we haven't had any instances of a Rogue Mod, so. All right, guys. Have a great night, guys. Be safe, be well, guys. I'll see you guys next time on the live stream. Enjoy your evenings tonight. And I'll catch you guys on SmackDown. Was it for being a tyrant, donations, or trying to help? I don't know, Roy. Yeah, I mean, I maybe they thought you were annoying or something. I don't know really. Good night, Garrett. Good night, bro. Good night, Danny. Good night, Rory. Good night, Moxley. You guys have a great night tonight. And I'll catch you guys for SmackDown. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, guys. Good night, everybody. And the streak continues. 12 streams in a row with 1,000 views and over 100 viewers. No, I don't consider you annoying, Roy. Top 10 baby faces? Well, we'll continue. We continue on SmackDown, Moxley, but keep that question for SmackDown. All right, have a great night, guys. MATTROISE signing out. Be safe, be well, guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight.